Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me for another office hours training. I'm Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist and life insurance advisor and agent. And welcome. And part of what I do as that strategist is, I think the biggest part, well, there's two parts to that. The biggest part is helping you heal and redefine your personal financial relationship so that it works in your favor, right? And the other one is, the aha moments, the self-discovery moments, helping you release what no longer serves you, but also giving you information, tools, resources, knowledge that you may not have, right? Because a lot of times, even if you go talk to somebody about finances, or if you want to do a thing, you don't know what you don't know. So you don't often have the questions to even ask, right? To find out more information. So I try to bring you information to help you as you plan out your financial life, and then the financial life for the generations that follow you. All of that, again, just helping you to be able to heal and redefine your personal financial relationship so that it works in your favor. And all of August is dedicated to life insurance because it's a powerful tool and it's really, really important. And again, I try to bring information to you that you may not have had before. When most people think about life insurance, because they hear it time and time again, they think about having money to pay for a funeral. But there's so many other reasons to have life insurance. And so we're on reason number 7 today. But the first 2 weeks of August, I spoke about the misconceptions of life insurance. And I think it's really important for you to go back and watch those episodes to see what misconceptions you had so that you can move past those and use this very powerful tool. Last week, I started digging into uses of life insurance. And so today I want to continue again with another use of life insurance. So use number 7, which is an emergency fund. Life insurance can provide an emergency fund for your family, offering financial support in time of crisis. And this security helps maintain financial stability and wealth. Think about, if an emergency happens and it could be an expensive one, does it wipe out your savings if you even have savings? Because it's very difficult now for people to build savings. So if there is any savings, does an emergency wipe it out? Right? And it happens a lot. So here are a few reasons and examples of how life insurance can provide an emergency fund for your family, again, helping maintain financial stability and wealth. So number 1, unexpected medical expenses. So if a family member faces a sudden medical emergency requiring costly treatments or surgery, the cash value from a life insurance policy can be accessed to cover those expenses. This helps to avoid the need to take on high interest debt or deplete savings, right? And the expenses associated with a major illness, that's the number 2 cause of financial hardship and totally wiping out a family's savings. So life insurance can provide a financial safety net, if you will, ensuring that your family can manage those medical emergencies without compromising their financial stability, or you yourself can manage that. It's one thing to be ill and have to go through surgery or treatment, but it's a whole different thing to be ill, have to go through surgeries or treatment, and then have to worry about finances too, right? So covering unexpected medical expenses, that's what that cash value can do as an emergency fund. The second thing is job loss or income disruption. So in an event of a job loss or significant reduction in income, the cash value from that life insurance policy can serve as a temporary income replacement or to supplement the income, helping to cover essential, life expenses like mortgage payments, rent, utilities, groceries. So we've seen it happen over the past 3 years. Job loss, where you may find a new job, but it might be at a lower pay, or you may find two part-time jobs. And again, not bringing in what you were bringing in before. Well, that revenue that you lost, the cash value in that insurance policy can help to supplement that income while you continue your job search, while you start a business or whatever it is. But that cash value can be used to help. Number 3, home repairs after a natural disaster. And if your home is damaged by natural disaster like a flood, fire, or storm, the funds from a life insurance policy can be used to cover the repair costs, especially if insurance claims take time or don't fully cover the damage. And for some natural disasters, the insurance doesn't cover it at all. So homeowners insurance might not cover the flood, or that you see it and you hear people talk about it, but I had homeowners insurance, but because they consider it a natural disaster, they don't do it. So you've seen it with flooding and everything that happens because of the flooding, right? So there's that piece of it. Either they don't cover it, the homeowners insurance company policies don't cover it at all, or it takes a long time to get the claim done, or it doesn't cover all of what you need, right? Well, there's another side of that. You may not want to file a claim for whatever reason, right? You've had claims before, your homeowner's insurance is really high, whatever it is. Oh, excuse me, you may not want to file a claim. So you can pull money from that life insurance cash value to cover the cost, either because the insurance doesn't cover, the homeowner's insurance doesn't cover it, or you don't want to file a claim. Whatever the reason is, you can pull cash from that cash value in your life insurance policy to cover those costs, right? The 4th way, unexpected travel expenses, right? If you need to travel unexpectedly due to a family emergency, such as a relative's illness or funeral, the cash value for your family insurance policy can be assessed to cover travel costs, including flights, accommodation, and other related expenses. Also, going back to that number 1, the medical expenses. Again, what if you have to travel for medical expenses? What if you for treatment, you may have to go to treatment somewhere, or you may, go to a specific hospital or facility that, I've seen people go to other countries because the treatment is so good for a specific thing. Well, who's going to cover the cost of that? Being able to pull that cash value. Again, you have to travel in order to do that. Being able to pull that cash value. Like a friend of mine went to some hospital when he had cancer. Well, he needed to stay there. I think it might have been a couple months process. Well, they had to pay for housing for that, right? Medical insurance didn't cover that part of it, but being able to pull that cash value from a life insurance policy is really huge to be able to do that. The 5th way is major car repairs. So if your car breaks down or requires major repairs, the funds from that life insurance policy can help cover those unexpected costs. 1, ensuring that you can quickly get back on the road without financial stress. And then 2, you don't have to go and try to take out a loan or whatever to be able to do that. Being able to pull that money today and get your car fixed tomorrow, right? Because again, maybe auto insurance doesn't cover it, right? There's some things that won't be covered. So again, just being able to do that, or you don't want to file a claim, because that's the other thing with either home or auto insurance. You might not want to file a claim because your insurance made the cost of that homeowners or life insurance, that homeowners or auto insurance might go up. It might be easier to just pull some money out. You just never know. Or you may have, you may have a very reduced life insurance, car insurance policy and a very high deductible. It happens, right? being able to pull money from this insurance, your life insurance policy, to help cover any of those costs could absolutely be a lifesaver for you. So these are just a few examples of how a life insurance as an emergency fund, being able to use that cash value as an emergency fund, it can serve as an essential resource, providing stability and security for your family during unexpected crises, so that you don't have to go in and grab money from your savings, money from your 401k, money from any other retirement account that you have, or you might not even be able to have access to them without a tax penalty. So being able to do this could be really helpful. And so do me a favor. Think about what you've experienced or witnessed in the past where money was needed because something unexpected happened, but there was no money sitting somewhere for that emergency. Did you have to get a loan? Did you have to pull from your 401k? And if you pull from your 401k, was it a loan? Or could you pull from a 401k because of emergency, but then you had to pay taxes on it? Or any other retirement type account that you have, especially if it was, something that if you take out, you're penalized and you have to pay taxes on now. Did you have to borrow from family and friends, or totally deplete any savings you had? Did you have to start a GoFundMe, right? The cash value in a policy could have been a really, really big help. So remember, life insurance is a necessity, but it's also a really great tool. Oftentimes we think of it just from the standpoint of when someone dies. We need to cover the cost for this funeral. We need to cover the cost for this. But there's so many other ways that you can use life insurance. And so when I talk about getting your financial house in order, life insurance is part of that, right? And so when you talk about that you love your family, the least you can do is have adequate life insurance coverage and have these type of conversations so that you can make sure you have adequate life insurance and have your bases covered, right? We are missing out on an industry that could help stop the 2353 prediction of Blacks having zero wealth. We're missing out on the benefits of having life insurance, and we're missing out on the benefits of having a career in life insurance as well. When we talk about that 2053 prediction of Blacks having zero wealth, getting your financial house in order is how we ensure that that prediction doesn't become a reality. 29 years from now, it will be 2053. We can't wait to 2050. We can't even wait to 2025 to start working on our finances, to start getting our financial house in order. It's going to be a process. All of the different things, it's a process that you're not going to be able to do overnight, but you have to start today. And so we talk about building that generational wealth. How are you going to do that? Life insurance is one of the tools that can do so, right? And real estate is another way, right? Life insurance is one of those tools that can help to provide generational wealth and help to save any type of wealth that you have now, so that in case emergencies arise. And if you live long enough, an emergency is going to rise. So we talk about breaking those generational curses. If the curse is going to stop with you, then the new system of success must also start with you. You have to get the tools in order to create those new systems of success, pass down those new systems of success, and then be able to build and pass down that generational wealth. So you already know today what my favorite thing is. It's life insurance, y'all. If you know me, if you've been following me, efficient and effective budget and life insurance, number 1 and number 2 on my most favorite things list, right? So what are those next steps? Remember, I said getting your financial house in order is a process. It's not something that you can do overnight, and it's not even something that you can do by yourself, right? You can have some thoughts about it, you can, right? But it makes sense to talk to somebody else because you don't know what you don't know. So you may want to do a thing and it may be a tool over here already. It might be a way in order to do this. But until you have a conversation, you are not going to know. So when it comes to life insurance, complete the life insurance calculator to see how much coverage you need. Most people have no idea. or they'll throw out a number, but in reality, when I start asking them questions, they have no idea. So I have people, before we do a consultation, you need to know this number so that we have a starting point. And then from there, we create conversation and strategy, in order to be able to make sure you have what you need, because it's also not just about, let's say you do this life insurance calculator, and it says you need $1.5 million in coverage. Well, it's not just about getting that $1.5 million in coverage. How do we do it? Do we need to do it in a mix of a term policy for this and, building cash reserves here? You're also looking at monthly premiums. You have to look at all of that in order to be able to get to that number. And it may not necessarily be in one policy. It might be in more than one. It might be in a policy, but we also need to make sure that you have a trust so that the beneficiary of that policy is the trust. So it's so much more than just going to get that life insurance policy. Okay. So schedule that free consultation with me. That link is also in the description below. And then finally, let's fill in the gaps. Fill in the gaps. Help to create that financial map with you, that financial strategy, get you what you need, and also get your children and your grandchildren covered. All right. Now, if any of this information has been helpful, subscribe to the channel, pass it along to somebody else. You never know who's in search of a thing. You never know who needed this information. You never know if somebody just prayed for this last night. Or said, I need somebody who can help me out with this. Don't be the gatekeeper to their success. And also don't be the gatekeeper to your own success. All links are in the description below. If you need other strategy or financial or credit checkups as well, those links are also in the description. Just make sure whatever it is that you're trying to do, you're choosing the right link, because depending upon which link you choose determines the payment. If there's a payment attached, it also has questions for you to answer and things that you need to do in order to be ready for the discussion. And it helps me to be ready for that discussion or that consultation as well, right? So just make sure that you're scheduling with the appropriate link. And as always, I'm going to leave you with telling you to give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. You don't know what you don't know. You don't even know what wasn't taught to you. And if you're not in this industry, right, and you're not accustomed to creating strategy, it might be difficult for you. So please get the help, but give yourself some grace for what happened yesterday, right? You can't keep giving yourself grace, though, when you come to this channel, you see this information and you still do nothing. You got to do something, right? Showing up is half the battle. The other battle is actually doing the work that you learned about. So give yourself some grace, but keep striving for your next level. Never give up on you and invest in you. I promise it's the best investment that you will make, and you will never, ever, ever regret it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you, truly appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Be sure to join me for the private online Q&A immediately following. The link is in the description. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on so you never miss this opportunity.